It doesn't go smooth.
Just do what you can.
Today's video was suggested by a lovely commenter. I believe it was under my voodoo doll shirt. There was a comment left about how I should show how it is that I make my jewelry. Now, in that video, in the form of jewelry, I showed how I made these little puppet earrings. And I thought that was a really good idea. So now we're here. And I've been cooking and trying to figure out what it is that I could make because I've literally only made those earrings before. So I think I have an idea that is an upcycled one. I don't have that much jewelry that I can upcycle. I don't come across too much actually where I go. But I do have some things that I think that I can make it happen in a patchwork upcycle type of way. So let's give it a shot. Okay, for this idea, I'm choosing to try and utilize the shape of a sacred heart. Okay, and this is the size of the sacred heart that I am going for. So this is my template that I decided to go with, right? So this is the heart and the flames coming out of it. And I cut out a second piece to kind of make another shape that will be the flames. And I cut out a third piece that will be an overlapping heart. So in these three pieces is how I'm going to do my patchwork. Here is those pieces depicted, right? Here is this piece in this shape. Okay. How do I do this? Yeah. So this yellow fabric is cut out for flame purposes in that shape. The second piece is fire. So I've made that red. Oh gosh, how do I do this? And that is on here. So these are the two pieces together. Now, the heart I cut out from a different color and overlap it. So this is the gist of my sacred heart. It is patchwork. The things that are going to be consistent is the yellow and the red to represent the flames. The hearts are going to be different fabrics. That way I have some variety in the patchwork. The idea is that I'm going to then put a piece of fabric on the back. That's just a solid piece of fabric. I'm not going to go through this much detail on the back of this piece. I will leave an opening open, and you'll watch me do this. And then I will stuff it with stuffing, seal it up, and essentially this will be a charm. Now, I also want to make some stars in that same way that are going to be charms. So you'll watch me make one of those and one of these sacred hearts. And I'm thinking about making a large sacred heart, exactly the same way as this one for a large charm. Now, I'm going for a necklace if I haven't said that already. I have this stuff here, trim. I think it's called trim. It has a very nice feel to it. I think that I'm going to use this and stitch my charms onto it to make the necklace. I want it to have a couple tiers, possibly 3. I don't know. I also don't know how far I should go with this. If it works out, if I like how the charms come out, if I make a pair of earrings or a bracelet. I showed in that tutorial my little puppet earrings. Here's the backs of them. And I just used scrap fabric. I put a little moon charm on this one, a little star charm on this one, and little hearts, and just stuffed them, and I stitched on these little earring hooks to the circle. And they've lasted me a few years. Like, I haven't had any issues with them whatsoever. So if this necklace comes together well and the video isn't too long, because I don't know that people have been liking too much of a long video. So maybe I'll make the necklace, and then maybe in the next one, I'll make earrings and a bracelet. I don't know how it's going to go. So let me cut these shapes out and sew these things together and get them stuffed so that you can see what that looks like. So let's do that next. I'm using fabric remnants for this project. These are the colors that I chose. I thought they kind of paired well with each other. I pressed out the remnants and added interfacing to all of them. The interfacing was crucial for this part. It makes it easier for me to trace the templates. It also makes it easier for me to sew these very small detailed pieces together. It's the sturdiness that the stabilizer or the interfacing adds that makes it essential. Is there a better way of sewing tiny things? I'm sure, but this is the method that I'm going with. It's working for me, and I'm going with it. When the charm is completed, I go ahead and use a chopstick to work the filling into it. Now I want a very plump look, and so I'm really going to work the stuffing and the filling into all the little spaces as best I can, and I'm going to be sure that I'm able to pinch the opening closed so that I can get stitching in there to seal it up. So now I'm going to go ahead and stitch the opening closed. This is the first time that I've created something this small and stuffed it, and I'm very happy with it. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same with all of my other charms. Okay, so using the 3-piece template, right, that got me to here, I then made the same template, right, 3 pieces in a larger scale. I traced it in black marker, put it in my copy machine, and enlarged it from 100 to 200. So just twice the size, I believe. It was a 200% custom sizing. And this is what I got from it. And I was very happy with this size for a large piece. Okay, so this is the small one and the large one. Okay, so these I'm calling charms, and this is a large piece. So that's what I have right now. And I also did the stars that I'm utilizing as charms. So I'm going to get out of frame now, and because I can't have my table and me in the shot, I'm going to go ahead and point my camera down so that you can see all the pieces that I have put together now. Okay, so here are all the little hearts and stars that I've put together along with the large one. For the large one, I did go ahead and just quickly embroidered a perimeter on this heart just because it was so large. I don't know what I'm going to utilize. I just wanted to make a few of these pieces. So I made 9 stars and let me see, 7 hearts and 1 large piece. Okay. I want to use all of these for a statement necklace, so I might go that route. Now I have these little charms that came off of 2 bracelets. I just cut the thread and dumped all the little charms. I have some other jewelry miscellaneous items. I just kind of like the colors of these. And I might go ahead and attach some of these to my charms. So I might just kind of embellish them further with little charms to make them look more like a jewelry piece. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Put a few pieces on here. So I'll go ahead and do that. Embellish all of them with some of these beads and see how it comes out. But for now, just for the sake of keeping the video short, I'm going to make one large statement piece. But I want to be able to do a earrings and a bracelet. I think that would be cool. So I don't know. We'll see. So this is my setup. I have my tray full of everything that I could need to get comfortable and stitch everything on to each little charm. And I'm just settling in for the rest of the day and night, as this will take me a while to go ahead and sew all these little beads onto all of these charms. I finished embellishing my charms. So I just added about 3 little beaded elements to most of the charms. So let me show you. Like my sacred hearts, I just put beads on them. On some of them, I put seashells just to switch it up. So let me show you these here. Right? And then my large one I embellished as well. So now that I have all of these pieces that I've embellished, I'm going to go ahead and play with the layout of them. And like I said, I'm happy with the idea of using this trim to hang the charms off of. So I'm going to sew them on. I'm going to more than likely alternate from like heart, star. Maybe I'll pin them on so you could see. I don't know if they'll stay, but I'll try it. Right, so for example, something like this. I have a mirror here, and I'm just going to kind of see how I want it to lay, where I want to place them. And then I'm just going to sew them on. So I'll show maybe a little bit of me just doing a few back and forths with my sewing machine. Yeah, and that's what I'll do to get them on here. I will also show that the end of this, I don't know what it is, fringe trim, I'm going to just use, I'm going to select a little piece of fabric, and I'm just going to stitch a piece of fabric here to kind of tie it off, because I'm not sure if I'm going to make it to where you just hand tie it to the back or add some sort of clasp. I've not gotten that far yet, but I'm very happy with how the little charms have come out. And I did make enough to make a pair of earrings and a bracelet. Okay, so I'm trying to squeeze that all into this video. And so yeah, you saw how I made these little charms. It took me about a couple days to embellish them and finish them all off. And now I'm at the end of day 2 here, trying to get the necklace built, you know. So I'm going to go ahead. I may show you how it is that I just quickly stitch them on here. And yeah, I'm going to do that next. As I sew on the charms, it's important that I keep trying it on and seeing how it's laying. And I'm just going to go ahead and keep sewing the charms on until I'm done constructing it.
make your body bounce like ball. Better than them stain off no rival. Girl, make your body bounce like ball. Better than them stain off no rival. Girl, make your body bounce like ball. Better than them stain off no rival. Girl, make your body bounce like ball. Better than them stain off no rival.
Thank you so much for watching my video, especially if you watched till the end. This set took me about 3 days to finish, and as you saw, I just used fabric remnants and some upcycled beads. It was fairly easy to create. It just took some time and patience, but overall fairly easy. I hope it inspires you to give it a shot. It's super fun. I like the folk art vibe of it. I really, really like it. It matches my aesthetic, so I'm happy with it. I made a little ring just for fun, matching earrings and a bracelet. So I was able to get it all done within those 3 days. I am going to, as usual, bring you in for a closer look. And thank you so much for liking, subscribing, and commenting. It means a lot to me. And until my next video, I'll see you next time. Bye!
Girl, make your body bounce like ball. Better than them stain off no rival. Girl, make your body bounce like ball. Better than them stain off no rival.